So turn to page 9, okay? And this is a brand new topic. The title says solving an oblique triangle using sine law, okay? So it has nothing to do with finding angle, find exact value now, okay? So we are looking at an oblique triangle. So oblique triangle means inside the triangle, there is no 90-degree, right? There's no right triangle inside, right? All the angles, they are either it can be acute, can be oblique, can be obtuse, right? So no 90-degree, because when there is a 90-degree triangle, then you can either use SOHCAHTOA, right? If there's a 90-degree, you can use SOHCAHTOA to find the missing sides or missing angles, okay? You can look at grade 10, okay? Grade 10 covers how to use SOHCAHTOA to find missing sides. So solving, when they say solving an oblique triangle, solving means you find all the missing parts, okay? So find all missing parts. How many parts are there in total? We have 3 angles, right? Capital A, B, C. And then you have the sides. The sides that's across, they use the lowercase, right? Across from angle A, they use the lowercase a, that's the side, right? A crossover, that's side B, right? And then a crossover, side C. So remember that capitals are used for angles, okay? Lowercase are used for sides, and usually they are paired across, okay? So an oblique triangle is any triangle that is not a right triangle. So if I give you any triangle, right, then there is a rule having this ratio, okay? A over sine A, right, side over sine angle A, or equal to side B over sine angle B, right, equal to side C over sine angle C. Right, so this ratio can be flipped around, okay? So, or you can flip upside down, it still works, okay? You can write this down. Sine A over A, sine B over B, sine C over C, okay? So both of them works, okay? So you can either use this one or some textbook will show you the other one, all right? So first we are going to derive where this rule comes from. Okay, so in total there will be 6 parts, right? You have 3 angles and 3 sides. So we're gonna solve for all the parts, right? Find all missing parts means there are 6 parts. All right, so there's a sine law here, right? This one is called the sine law. As you can see inside of equation, only sine, right? Later on, you will see a couple page back, page 13, okay? We'll be doing that next week. That will be called a cosine law, okay? So sometimes you use sine law, sometimes you need to use cosine law. I will tell you when to use each one, okay? When you get a question. Usually they don't tell you, right, which law to use. Okay, so let's derive the sine law first. So to figure out how the sine law is derived, we look at this triangle here. Okay, I'm going to cut this from angle C and then straight down first. Okay, straight down, because that way I get a 90-degree, right? Because with 90-degree we can use our SOHCAHTOA, right? So when we draw the line down, this line is the same as the height of the triangle, okay? So I'll use letter H. So now I have 2 triangles, right? 2 smaller ones. So left side and the right side. Right side I will use the green. Okay, both of them are right triangle. Any questions so far? So we'll look at the left side first, okay? So look at the left triangle. I'm gonna copy it down. Actually, we'll just use that picture, okay? So look at the left blue triangle. If you look from angle A, okay? Look from angle A, and I want to find sine of A. Remember, sine is opposite, right? So opposite over hypotenuse. So what is sine A? What over what? Can anyone tell me? Look at the picture. Sine of angle A. What over what?
A over sine.
A over sine. We are looking at the
wait, no, the A over side A.
blue triangle. Just look at the blue triangle.
Would it be B?
Okay, let me draw it out, okay? Maybe that will help you better, okay? So look at the blue triangle. I'm just copying the blue one, right? Angle A is here, right? This is the blue one. I want to find sine A. Sine A is opposite over hypotenuse. So which one is the opposite? Which letter for the blue triangle? Anyone?
The height.
The height, very good, okay? Opposite is the height. What about hypotenuse?
B.
B, yes, okay? So sine A in this picture, it will be H over B. Make sense? Okay, now we are going to do the same thing with the green triangle, okay? But instead of looking from angle A, we will look at it from angle B, okay? So write down sine B. It's still sine, right? Sine, so it should still be opposite over hypotenuse. But then you are looking from angle B now. Look at the green triangle. It should be what over what? Anybody?
H over A.
H over A this time. Very good, okay? H is still the opposite. Hypotenuse will now become side A. Okay, anyone has question about this? Okay, so it's looking from different angle, then you get the different ratios, right? Even though they both have the same opposite. All right, so from each one, because sine A is H over B, I'm going to cross multiply, right? Multiply, or you can multiply both sides by B. So B will go to the left side or equal to height. Anyone has question about that? How to get here? Okay, multiply both sides by B. So B goes to the left side. Same thing with the second one, okay? Multiply both sides by A. So I get A sine B also equals to height. So of course, for within this triangle, the height is the same, right? So H should equal each other, right? These H should equal each other. So that means this two should equal each other as well, right? So from here, I can say B sine A should equal to A sine B because they're both the height. Any questions? Okay, so now what we're going to do is to manipulate, move it around a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to divide both sides by, let's say I divided by sine A and sine B, okay? Sine A and sine B. Both sides divide by the same thing, right? So that's okay. So when I do that, then sine A will cancel out. Sine B will cancel out on the other side. then what happens? You get B over sine B, A over sine A. And this thing is our formula, right? Is the first part, okay? A over sine A, B over sine B, right? So you can do the same thing if you look from a different angle, okay? So this just gives you an idea where the sine law came from, okay? This is called the sine law. So it tells you the ratio between their opposite sides, ratio between the angle and the side should equal, okay, when you pair them up, okay? So this counts as a pair, right? This is a pair, this is another pair. So the pairs ratio, they will equal each other, okay? So as you can see that you have 4 blanks to fill in, right? When you try to apply the sine law. Okay, let me highlight this again, right? You have 4 things. You have a side, you have an angle, right? You have a side, you have an angle. So when you get a question, you will always be given 3 things and then missing one of them, okay? And then you are either asked to find the missing side, or you are asked to find the missing angle, okay? So to use this formula, you must have at least 1 pair, right? You must have either side A and angle A, right? A pair is given. It cannot be missing too many, okay? Then you can use the formula. So what I mean is, okay, like over here, look at the top, use when, okay, given 1 pair. Okay, 1 pair means you are given an angle and its opposite side, okay? So like, I give you angle A, and I also give you side A. If I give you that, then you can use it to find other ones, okay? So let's take a look at an example. Okay, any question about the sine law so far? Can you raise your hand before we try the questions? Okay, if you're okay, can you raise your hand? Okay, Colin, Eric, do you have questions? Eric? Eric, are you there? Eric? Okay, anyway, we'll look at the picture first, okay? So sketch and use the sine law to solve each triangle. So when you see the word solve, okay, you have to find all the missing parts. Let's draw it out first, okay? We have triangle ABC. So we know the angles, right? These are capital, right? So capital means that angles. So we have angle A, that's given. Angle C, that's also given. You have a side A, okay? So let's just draw a triangle now. Angle A, right? This one looks like angle A, right? We'll put angle A here. And we'll put 42 degree. And then angle C, you can either put it at the top or bottom, okay? Doesn't matter, okay? But then the top one doesn't look like 60 degree. We'll put it at the bottom, okay? So 60 degree. Okay, and then its opposite side, right? A missing side, the given side A, it has to be across from angle A, right? So this one will be the side A. Okay, so that means our side C is here, right? Side C is missing, so that's another pair. right? So I'm given one pair, but then the other pair is not complete, right? And then the last angle has to be angle B and small b. Okay, so you always start by drawing the picture. Once you get a picture, you can list out all the missing parts that you need to find, okay? So which parts are missing now, Eric?
Side C, side B, and angle B.
Yeah, very good. Okay, side C, rather at the right on the right side, side B, and angle B. Okay, that symbol is for angle, and then we'll put a box. Later, after we find them, we'll fill that in. Okay. So now all we need to do is to fill in into the sine law. Okay, sine law is pretty easy to remember. It has to be in pairs, right? You can either have the sides on the top or the sides at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna just use the one with sides on the top. Okay, so we have a pair, right? A pair of angle A and side A. So I will start with 30, right? That's side A over sine 42. Okay, and then the other pair that's missing a part is the C, right? The pair C. So side C is missing, and then sine C, we have it, right? 60 degree. Okay, so that's the setup. Okay, once you get there, you can start to do cross multiply, right? Our goal is try to solve for C. Okay, so I'm going to cross multiply, can multiply like that. Okay, to make the denominator go away. So sine 60 will multiply to the left side. Okay, and then sine 42 can multiply to the right side. Okay, and then to solve for C, what do you do now? Colin?
You divide away the sine 42.
Yep, okay, so both sides divide by sine 42. So C will equal to 30 sine 60 over sine 42. Okay, so, and then after that, you just type everything into your calculator. Okay, so everybody take out your calculator. Okay, and raise your hand when you get an answer for side C. We'll round it to the nearest tenth, okay, for all the answers. Round it to the 10th. Okay, type it into your calculator and raise your hand. This one shouldn't take too long, okay? You type 30 times sine 60 and then divide by sine 42, okay? All right, Nathan, what do you have?
38.8.
Thank you, 38.8. And this one is the length, okay? So if they tell you it's centimeter, then you remember to write a unit, okay? This one, it didn't tell you any units, okay? So just leave it like that. Anyone has different answers? 38.8, okay? So you can fill into the right side now. So now you got the missing side, okay? Now we can find the next one. What do you think the next thing we can find? We are still missing angle B and side B, right? Which one can we find next? Anyone?
Angle B.
Angle B, okay. How do we find that, Yoshir?
180 minus 30 minus 60. I
Okay.
mean, 42 minus 60.
Okay, so 180 minus the other two angles. Okay, 180 is the total angle for any triangle, right? So minus 42. So what would that equal, Brendan?
Hold on.
Okay,
78 degrees.
say that again.
Say 78 degrees.
78 degree, yeah, very good. Okay, so you can also fill that into the box, 78 degree. So first step, right, you can find the missing part in the pair. Second step, you can find the missing angle, right? Now you got one of the angle, right? That's missing in the pair. Look at the green pair, right? This green one. Right, you're missing the side B, so you can set up the pair again, the sine law again. So I'm gonna use the pair that they give you, right? 30 to sine 42, right? That's the pair A. And then we do the same thing for pair B, right? Pair B is missing B, and then sine B. Any questions so far? How I get that? Okay, so I'll let you do the cross multiply by yourself this time, and then let me know when you raise your hand, okay, when you get the side B as well. Okay, so step 3 is same as step 1, right? You're missing a side, but you can only do that until you find the angle, right? One of the pair, one of the parts in the pair.
What if I get a negative number?
That means you type something wrong, right? It shouldn't be negative.
Because you type in 30 times sine 78 divided by sine 42, right?
Yeah, yeah. And make sure
I'll try to do that
it's all
again.
in degree. You have negative, you sure?
Let me just try that again.
Yeah, try again, okay? Make sure your mode is in degree. You should get something around 40-ish, 40 something.
Yeah, I got 43.9 this time.
43.9, okay? Let's wait for other people. Raise your hand if you have the same answers. Okay, Aaron, any questions? How to cross multiply?
No.
Okay. Do you have the same?
The same for what?
Same answer for B, 43.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like 43.85 when you round it. Yeah.
Yep, very good. Okay, so 43.9. Okay, so you do the same thing, cross multiply, and then you get that. Okay, so that's how you can find missing parts, even though you don't have any 90-degree angle. Okay, this is called a sine law. Let's try another one. Okay, we have another triangle. Okay, let's compare. Okay, see what's the difference between these two, right? So if you look at the what's given, right? In question A, we are given a pair here, angle A, right, and side A, and angle C. Okay, this time we have angle A, angle B, and side C. Okay, so let's draw it out. because we don't have a pair, right? Look like we don't have a pair. Let's draw the picture. Angle A is 30 degrees. Let me draw bigger, okay? A, B, 70, 30, right? So C must go on top then, okay? And then side C is down here. The one that's across is the side B, right? Across from A is side A, okay? Make sure you know how to place the right letters. Okay, so that's our picture. We need a pair to work, right? For the sine law to work. If you don't have a pair, you cannot solve it. So where's the pair? Do we have a pair? 30 degree is missing A. 70 degree is missing B, right? And then for the 5, it's also missing. So where's the pair? Does that mean
You can find it by,
How do you
you
find
know, subtracting 70 with 30, and
Mm-hmm.
no, subtracting 100 from 180.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can find which part first?
Angle C.
Yeah, okay, so we find angle C first, okay? Before we start, let's list out all the missing part. We're missing angle C, side A, side B, okay? So this time, we need to find angle first, right? So angle 180 minus 30 minus 70. Okay, what does that? Eric, what do you get?
80.
80 degree, okay. So 80 degree is for our angle C. So we got that one done, okay. Now we have a pair, right? We can do any pair we want now, okay. So this one is 80 degree. So that's our pair. You can set that up. 5 over sine 80, right? That's the pair C. So up to you. You either find the A or B first, okay? So Nathan, which one do you want to find first?
A.
Okay, so how do I set it up? What over what?
Uh, small a over sine 30.
Yep, very good, okay. Then from there, you do the cross multiply, okay? And then after that, you do the same thing. You can set up using the same pair C, right? Small c sine 80, and then B over sine 70. Okay, so this time is your turn. Okay, I'll let you find the missing side A and B. And please raise your hand when you finish that part. Also, please round it to the 10th. Does anyone have question about how to cross multiply? You can let me know, okay? Then I can walk you through. An easier way, right? Instead of multiply both of them, right? You can see that the a is on the right side, right? So all you need to do is move the sine 30 to the other side. So we'll go to the numerator. And then sine 80, you don't need to multiply back, right? So you just leave it at the bottom, okay? That way it's faster. Okay, so Aaron, what do you have for side A?
2.5.
2.5, okay, very good, 2.5. And Colin, how about you? Side B?
4.8.
4.8, okay. Anyone has question about these two answers? Those are correct. Okay, so you will get something like this for homework, okay? Find the missing sides, missing angles. Now, the next page is something to prepare you for the next homework, okay? Because it will take we'll go over, okay, the idea behind this, but then you won't get question on this yet, okay, on the next page. So make sure before you come to class, right, review this page, page 10, okay? So we'll go through the next page in the rest of the class, okay? So far, okay, we mentioned that if you are given a triangle that has no 90 degree, just apply the sine law. But then there's a case when you get something called the ambiguous case of sine law. It is still sine law, okay, but it will be ambiguous. And it's only for acute triangle. Acute triangle means all angles inside the triangle are less than 90 degree, okay, every single one. So like 30 degree, right? And then, or like 60 degree, 50 degree, right? And then 70 degree, that makes 180, right? So every single one of them is less than 90, then we call that triangle an acute triangle, okay? So ambiguous case, what's the meaning of the word ambiguous? Does anybody know ambiguous? Colin, what's the meaning of that word? Ambiguous.
Is it like two possibilities?
Two possibility, yeah. So could be, right? Could be two possibility, could be one possibility, right? Could be three, could be none. Okay, so ambiguous means it's not clear. Not clear how many answers. Okay, not obvious. So when you are saying something that's ambiguous, that means you are not being clear on what you are saying, okay? So you will get ambiguous case when you are given an ASS. ASS, what does that mean, okay? So for example, the one they give you here, okay? Let's look at the example here. They give you the angle, right? Angle 42. Okay, let me use highlighted, okay? Highlighter. Angle, oops. Right? They give you an angle, they give you angle C, and then they give you an angle, a side here, right? So if you go in order, you have this case is they give you angle, side, right? You have two angles next to each other, right? This angle and the next angle, they are next to each other. And beside it, they give you a side. So this case is angle, okay, let me write it below, okay? Angle, side. All right, so this one is not ambiguous when they give you angle side. Now for question B, they give you an angle A, right? Give you angle A. They also give you angle B. And then they give you a side that's in between. This case is called the angle side angle, which means you are given a side in between two angles. So this is also not ambiguous. We call that unique. You look at the top, right? Unique. Okay, when you are given angle side or angle side angle. Unique means there's only one way to draw the triangle, okay? Everybody will have the same picture. Now for the next part, you will have something that's ambiguous if you are given an as, angle side side or side side angle, okay? I like to call it as, okay? Easier to remember, okay? So which means they will give you an angle here and then give you two sides. The two sides that's given is right beside it. A side here, and then also a side there. Okay? Instead of something like giving you a side here and a side here, that's different. This one will be side angle side, right? Because angle is in between. But if that's the case, right, then that's not ambiguous. You will get ambiguous if you get something like this. Okay, so at the bottom part, we'll explain why these are ambiguous. Okay, so let's give it some names first. Okay, so this one, the one that's side B here, we call that the hypotenuse, right? Because it's slanted side, hypotenuse. Okay. And then the side that's across from A, this is the side that's making it ambiguous, okay? I'm going to call that the door, okay? You will see why it's called the door, okay? So the door, the ambiguous case changes depending on the length of the door. So here we'll use an example, okay? So let's say we have angle of 30 degree, okay? Using with numbers. And then let's call the hypotenuse, let's say 10 centimeter, okay, just 10. So they give you an angle here, they give you a side here, right? Now they will give you one more side, right? So we need to know the height first. Because this right now you see is a right triangle, so we can find the height using SOHCAHTOA. So I'm going to use sine, because height is the opposite, okay? Sine 30 degree is what over what? Nathan, look at the triangle. Sine of 30 degree is what over what?
Pardon?
If you look at the picture now, right?
Yeah.
Sine of 30 degree is which one over which one?
10 over 10 over h.
Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, right?
Oh yeah.
Which is opposite?
H over 10.
Yes. Okay. So you write h over 10. Okay. Those two numbers are just number I make up right now. Okay. So if you want to find the height, right? Sine 30, you can type it into the calculator. Okay. Eric, can you help us type into the calculator? What's sine 30? Eric?
0.5. Sorry, I was just typing it.
Yeah. Okay. So 0.5 is h over 10. So we can find h, right? We can do cross multiply. So Brendan, what's h?
5.
5. Okay. So now we have the height fixed. Now we'll look at the side, okay? Look at the different cases, okay? The first case is when the A, the door, the one that I call the door, is smaller than height, right? This one is on the right side, you can write it down. The door, smaller than height. So let's pick a number, okay? Pick a number that's smaller than 5. Nathan, pick a number smaller than 5.
4.
4, sure. Okay, so 4 will be something like about this long, right? 5 will be here. So 4 will be here. So if it's 4, and then I put the side over there, right? That one is 4. This one is the side A, right? This is the angle side, one of the side. As you can see right now, right, the side is really short, right? There's no way it's going to touch the bottom part. Okay, let me shift the highlight. Right, so this side, okay, yeah, so the opposite side there, it cannot touch, right? Cannot touch the ground. Let me go back, right? Yeah. Okay, so when that's the case, when the opposite side, the door is shorter than height, there is no way the triangle can be formed, right? It will be open, right? So this one, you will say no solution. Because there's not even a triangle. Any questions about this one? Okay, so when you get a question, that's given an angle side. When you have an as, right? This one as. Then you need to check the height and check the door. And if the door is shorter than the height, then you just say no solution. You don't even need to find anything. All right, let's look at the second case. Second case, we'll use the same example, 30-degree, angle A, and this one. Now, this time the height and the door are the same, okay? This one is still 10, this one is still 5. So if it's the same, that means our door is also 5. If I swing a little bit to the side, it won't touch the ground, right? If I swing inside, right, it won't touch the ground, it won't close. So the only way for the triangle to be closed is to be at the middle. Okay, the blue side is the side that's swinging, right? Because that side is not fixed. It did not tell you the angle at angle C, right? So that part can be swing around. So this one is A, is also 5. So the triangle that's formed will be this. So this time you actually have a triangle, and it's also a right triangle. Okay, so you get this case when the door, same as height. You get one solution, and that solution is a right triangle solution. Okay. Okay, can you raise your hand if you understand so far? Okay, let's move on to the last two. Okay, we'll be going over a little bit of time. Okay, so bear with me. Next part is when the door, right, is in between, right, shorter than hypotenuse, right, shorter than hypotenuse, and then but then bigger than the height. So in between the hypotenuse and the height. So as you can see in the chart, you should have two pictures, right? So let's see where the triangle will look like. So I'll fill in the numbers again that tell you an angle there, right? 30 degree. And they also tell you the side B is 10. So height will be 5. So we need a number that is between between the height and the hypotenuse. Okay, so Aaron, can you give us a number that's between the height and hypotenuse?
6.
6, okay, very good. So 6, that will be a little bit longer than height, right? 6, so something like that. So of course I cannot put a side there, right? And this triangle will be sticking out. So the only way that I can put the triangle is I have to swing it a little bit to the side, right? 6 will be this long, but then it will be sticking out of the base. So I need to move it to there. So it can just touch the ground, okay? So over there. So this side is A. A will be 6, okay? So you get the side over here, then you get this triangle. Now if I keep the same measurement, right? Angle A is still 30, side B is still 10, height is still 5. Then you have this side. Now, if A is still 6, instead of putting the side on the right side here, where else can I put it?
On the left?
Yeah, I can swing it so it will be stuck inside. So you get the same measurement, right? It's still the same 3 measurements. Side A is still 6, but then the shape of the triangle is very different. The triangle now is a much smaller one. Okay, so depending on the length of the door, you could also have 2 triangles. Okay, so this will be the third side, right? It's still keeping 30 degree, 10 and 6, but then you get 2 different shape. Okay, so this is when the door is in between height and hypotenuse. So this one is called 2 solutions. Okay, last one. Okay, case 3 is the hardest one to understand. Okay, so if you get case 3, okay, then you are good. All right, last one is when the door is longer than hypotenuse and could be equal to it. Okay, so keeping the same measurement again, 30 degree, 10 and 5 for height. Okay, so let's have a number that is longer or equal to hypotenuse. Okay, Colin, can you give us a number? Colin?
11.
11, okay, so a little bit longer than 10, right? So let's say here's 10, right? Let's make it a little bit longer. So if I want to make a triangle, I can put it there, right? They will be sticking out. You cannot put it there, right? The only way to put it is to put it on the far right side. Will be there, right? And I can extend the bottom because the bottom part is not given. It's okay to make it longer, okay? So this time I have side A, that's 11. And then it's still keeping angle side, right? As, right? 30 degree, 10 and 11. So this one you get 1 solution. Okay, so we have 4 different scenarios. That's why it's called the ambiguous case. So whenever you're given an as, then it's a pain in the ass. Okay, right? You have to think about a lot. Okay, think about whether you could either get no solution, one solution, two solution, right, or one solution. Okay, so next week we'll try some questions on this chart. Okay, right now you don't need to worry about it. Just make sure during the week, right before you come to class, review this chart. Okay, or watch again the video. Okay, about how we go over this chart. So that's it for today. Okay, if you have any questions, you can stay after. And you guys have a great weekend.
Jason,
Yeah, Nathan.
when's the last class?
Next class will be the last class before winter break.
Okay.
After winter break, you come back on January the 9th.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.